Welcome everyone to part 2 of the Ophelia Jungle Educational. In this segment, I will pull up a replay of a game I played recently, and I'm going to explain to you guys decision making and movements that I made throughout the match. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the content to please smash that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Let's go ahead and get started. So we will pull up the replay here of the Ophelia game I played recently. I haven't been playing a whole lot of Ophelia lately, so unfortunately I don't have that many games to really choose from here, but I feel this game does a decent job of showcasing how I do play the hero here. We'll go ahead here, we'll fast forward through the picks. And let's do replay, auto, skip, pause, 1. So we are in, I believe, a diamond level game here. I'm on a legendary account, but overall the game is, for the most part, legendary diamond players. We're going to start here by scouting out the jungle here. And we will we will buy our starting items. We have Runes of the Blade, a mana potion. We'll have pieces towards our Amulet of the Exile for our Ring of Sorcery. And as always, we buy a Word of Revelation as an Ophelia. Very, very good starting items.
My task seems simple. I hear your summons.
So creeps will be spawning here soon. We always skill our command level 1. That is the skill that's going to allow us to jungle. And our goal here is going to be reaching our 2 power peak levels, which are level 5 and level 7, as quickly as possible. That's where we're going to start to make movements around the map. So we start on the hard camp here. We get a Vulture Lord. So right off the bat, I already want to be using this creep once we stack the rest of the jungle. We're going to use the Vulture Lord to immediately take out a double stack. We're not going to wait until minute 2 where we have triple stacks. We'll just use it right away to take out a double stack here. So we're going to start by stacking with our hero. We stack the 2 left camps and we stack this medium camp here with the creep. So we will hit both the camps here with our hero. Use our Vulture Lord like that. This should stack all 3 of the camps there. And we're going to start with the tornado here, aggro the medium camp. And we'll start by tornadoing down this camp here. I believe I did show this in the part 1 educational. So again, pretty straightforward here. We're going to use our blights. We're going to kite the camp here. We'll micro the tornado a little bit. Make the creeps run back and forth. Auto attack the wild hunters there, the tanky creeps there. We kill the wolf commander so the damage aura gets removed from the camp as well. We take a little bit less damage. And we're coming up on the next stack timers. So we are going to swap out creeps here. And we will look to stack the jungle some more here. We finish off this Catman spawn. We'll move over to the left of the jungle. We're level 3 now. We've gone for Nature's Wrath. And we can put 2 points into that in case we want to set up a gank. The difference between level 1 and level 2 command is very minimal. We still only get to command 1 creep. The bonuses we get from level 1 to level 2 don't really change all that much, but the level 1 to level 2 in Nature's Wrath does give us cooldown reduction as well as some extra slow and damage amps. So I like to put 2 points here in Nature's Wrath. It won't matter too much if we continue to jungle. We could put an extra point into command, but we will be scaling command at levels 4 and 5. So we're going to go ahead and stack the jungle here. Looks like I only focused on the easy camp here. We're not going to worry about the hard camp. I was a little late. So we pull it out. We're going to use the Catman's spell, which has a 12-second cooldown. So we're going to have to keep hitting this and kiting the camp. We do not tank the camp with our Catman. We want to use all of the mana, use all of the wild strikes there, dealing AoE to everything. So we're going to kill this slowly over time. We also have a couple blights, or 1 blight remaining, so we can tank a little bit with our hero. Try to keep this creep alive as long as possible. We can take out the majority of the camp there. Once we lose the creep, we'll just swap out creeps. We'll take the Vulture Lord. We want to always take the farming creeps in the early game, and we'll save the Skeleton King perhaps for later. Or we will kill it for experience. So we can see on the other camp we have a Skeleton King as well. So here, we'll look to stack some more camps. We actually see Devo running into our jungle very low, so we get a nice little kill there given to us. We weren't expecting to get that kill. Didn't really have to work for it too much. So one thing I do here, and this was a mistake. I talked in part 1, you want to make sure to use the creep outside of the leash range. This is still in the leash range of the camp, so my creep's going to take a lot of damage here, and I'm not going to be able to kill this camp. So this is not a very good example of what you should do. Ideally, you would want the creep to be a little bit farther down around here, and then this creep would take no damage. So, a small mistake on my part. I'm not going to get level 5 from killing this. I'm going to need to go over to here and take the Catman. Again, we want to save the Skeleton King for later, so we'll take the Catman now. We'll use it to farm. We'll just leave that camp for now. And we're getting really close to our Ring of Sorcery, and we're getting close to level 5, so we're hitting our next timing here, as we're almost level 5 under 4 minutes. We'll wait for the Wild Strike to come back up. We'll kill the creeps here. We hit them just enough so that the nuke will take it down. And we'll get level 5 here. We already start moving toward the next camp. I'm going to go ahead and stack this, I believe. So we're not really focusing on stacking everything. We're just stacking camps occasionally here. I was a little slow to the rune, so he gets to pick up the rune here. It was only a Merrick's rune though. So right now we have Skeleton King Catman. We're going to use the HP of this Catman to farm, and then we'll take over the Minotaur. And then we have pretty nice creeps for setting up ganks. And we have our mana ring already, so we can continue to use the spells here from the creeps.
Go get 'em, buddies.
So again, this is very straightforward stuff. I'm just jungling for now. I haven't looked to set up any ganks. My lanes are doing very well. If we take a look at the spectator, my mid laner's 1-0, and my bottom lane is 1-0 as well on our carry. They're against a suicide, it looks like. With a roaming Devo, I believe, this game. So
very well. The spirits of the
so unfortunately, I was a little late to get the Grenex kill there. I wasn't in range. So we'll go back to farming here. We're about to hit level 6 by a little over 5 minutes. Not too bad. Not the fastest, but not too bad. We get a lot of good killing creeps here. So we'll let the Minotaur die. We'll swap it out for the second Skeleton King. And next we're going to be going into Sorcery Boots and then into Astrolabe.
Go get 'em, buddies.
We have another Skeleton King here, so we're getting a lot of the killing creeps that we do want, but we don't necessarily want them just yet. We're not quite level 7, so we'll have to keep killing them. So I even use my slow here to amplify the damage. We'll kill this a little bit quicker. We'll make sure to kill this in time, as well as respawning the camp. We want the hard camps to always be respawning. We killed that outside the spawn here. And now we should just need to kill the easy camp after this one more time, and then we should get level 7. Once we're level 7, then we're going to start moving around the map. So we buy ourselves a Veiled Rot. We're getting ready for our early game roam here. We see our mid laners possibly going to get into some action here, so we make our way over, but nothing ends up happening. We're just going to go back to farming here once again.
I'll be as quick as I can.
So we have a Minotaur here. That's a really good creep. We'll kill this medium camp. We'll get level 7. And more or less the boring part of the game is going to come to a conclusion now. This is where the action is going to start to pick up. So we're level 7. We have a really good army of a Skeleton King, a Minotaur, and a Catman. So we have 1.5 seconds of lockdown, 2 seconds of lockdown, and then we have a nice... Oh, hold on. We have a nice nuke from the Catman, which does 150 damage. So this is a really good army for killing a hero with no escape, because we have 3.5 seconds of disable and some burst on the Catman. So they have a Thunderbringer middle, which is a very vulnerable hero. They have a Grenex bottom, which I can arguably gank because I have a Rev Ward. If I go behind the tower from here, I can easily set up a kill on the Grinnex. But the Thunderbringer is a really easy target for me, so I'm going to Veiled Rot here, avoid their wards if they have them, and we can even tower dive the
I'll be as quick as I can.
Thunderbringer here. So I'll show you guys how I do this. So we're gonna open with the Skeleton King. We have it in front, and then we send the Minotaur in next. We want him to get in range for the stomp.
I can hear
So
the call of the wild.
we send the Skeleton King to grip first.
To return.
Then we're gonna drop the slow from our hero so that he cannot get away. We have the Catman right on top of him. He has no escape, so we can hold the Minotaur stomp for later. Then we Wild Strike, and then we Minotaur Stomp right on top of each other. So again, I talked about this in my part 1 educational. I'll just mention it really quickly here. We bind everything to control 1. We bind all our creeps, all 3 of our creeps to control 2. Skeleton King is creep number 1, so that's in control 3. Minotaur is creep number 2, that's in control 4, and Catman is our 3rd creep, although we did do it in reverse order this time. Catman is in control 5, so we can individually micro our creeps. So 3, 4, 5. We get all the skills right on top of each other. Very fast kill. We get in there, kill him, and we get out. We're not in danger of something like a Devourer hook or any kind of threat. So very, very fast kill. Now this was another mistake I did this game. Apparently I didn't play very, very well, unfortunately. I let my Catman die. I didn't notice it was taking tower damage. By the time I went to micro it, it was too late. And I didn't want to burn my ultimate before 1 creep. I can always just go and grab a new one. So it was a small mistake that didn't end up mattering too much in the end, but still always be mindful of your creeps taking damage from towers. That's a very bad mistake on my part. So we're going to go back into the jungle here. We have the jungle being stacked up. We're going to pick a new creep. We always want to get Minotaurs and Skeleton King, so we take the Skeleton King here. And we're just going to work on the stack. We can kill the camps very easily. We have plenty of damage. We have the sorcery boots. We have heals from Rhapsody. So right now we're getting very close to our Astrolabe. So before we go to push another tower, we're just going to farm 150 gold. We'll most likely be level 8, and then we'll have our Astrolabe. We can pick up another Veiled Rot as well. And we're looking to be in a pretty good spot here. So my team, they want to take a fight top, so I'm not even going to finish farming the remainder of the Astrolabe. I'm just going to start running top. I got my creep army that I want, 2 Skeleton Kings and a Minotaur. 2 Minotaurs and a Skeleton King is also very good. But against a Swiftblade, having 2 Skeleton Kings is premium. The grips go through the Swiftblade spin, and that's very important. So we see the team is fighting up here. We're trying to get up here in time to save the team fight. We see Zephyr, who is our carry, is taking heavy damage. So we use our Ophelia's Touch there. I'm going to rewind it just to show you guys. So don't always use your ultimate on the first teammate who's dying if they are not going to live. Sometimes you have good intentions by using the ultimate, but not always will the 200 HP heal save people. So you have to be very mindful of how your heal is going to assist the team fight. So Zephyr, he is our core hero here. He has the shamans, he's very tanky. We want him to be the one who survives here. So he gets initiated on, and he's already taking heavy damage. So this was a good time to use our heal, as well as the melody from Rhapsody. And by the time we get here, our team has already done a really good job. So we didn't really need to assist too much, but we were here with the ultimate nonetheless. And now we can join the party with our creep army. So we have the Astrolabe completed now. If we take a look at their team composition, they have a pretty good amount of magic damage. So I believe we will be going for a Barrier Idol this game. Especially against a Pyromancer and a Thunderbringer for going high ground later on in the game. But for now, we have a lot of momentum right now. I think we're going to kill the Grinnex here. He runs into our Ward of Revelation. Actually, he gets hooked to safety, so he's going to survive. We're going to do a couple of grips here. On the Swiftblade, we get a nice Minotaur Stomp. And we do have another disable there for the Devo, so we are able to cancel his grip. And I believe we only lost 1 creep here, so again, it was pretty good. We have another creep we can take over right here. So we're doing a nice job here of grouping up together and utilizing our heroes. And now that we're level 8, we put a point in Ophelia's Judgment. The spell is very good for extra damage as well as being able to port people back to base. So I like to get it at level 8. Now we do have to be mindful that we have one of our teammates mid, so we don't want to take a 5 versus 4 fight up here, but we do want to create pressure towards the tower. So we'll just hang around in the area and farm in the meantime. And with this Vagabond leader that we picked up, we can give regen to our creeps now. So we're going to push this tier 2 tower, and this is what Ophelia is great at. She's great at grouping up with your team and taking out these objectives very early on into the game. We're only 11 minutes into the game, we get our first tier 2 tower. We have, I believe, 4 in total now. And we're going to lock down the Devourer here, get that kill. We're now on an ultimate warrior streak. So again, we're doing really well this game. And we'll just continue to farm out the resources from the enemy team. Always have to be mindful that we cannot TP our army to towers to defend. So we have to be very mindful of where enemies are on the map and when our allies leave us. So our team has more or less left us. We have to be very careful. But we're feeling very comfortable because the lanes are pushed out. One player is dead, so we're able to farm in the jungle here. We swap out one of the creeps. Now we have double Minotaur and one Skeleton King. This is a fantastic army for lockdown. We have 5.5 seconds of lockdown with the 2 Minotaurs here and the Skeleton King. We take out another tier 2 tower very quickly. So 12 minutes into the game, we're now 5 towers in. We pick up the Mystic Vestments because they have a lot of magic damage, and it'll help make us a lot tankier. And next, I believe we will be going for the full barrier idol. So we'll go with the Shaman's Headdress next. Depending on whether or not Zephyr decides to upgrade his. So.
I'll be as quick as I can. Very well.
I'm thinking about doing a flank here. The tower is very low. He gets hooked here. Let's see what happens here. I didn't use ultimate because he got protected melodied, so I'll wait now for the ultimate. We get a Minotaur Stomp here on the Grinex. We use the second Stomp, he never gets to move. And we take out the last outer tower. So under 13 minutes, we have all 6 towers. And again, this is credit to my team having a lot of push heroes in the team. But we're just going to focus on the tower. We do not want to dive and overextend our positioning. So this Rax, I believe, is going to fall here. They are still dead on 2 players for 9 seconds. The Raxes are dying fast. We have heals, we have mana. We might just let this guy go. I'm not sure if he ends up surviving here. But we do end up focusing down the melee Raxes. So we grip Switchblade through his spin. We're going to lock him down here with the Minotaurs. And it doesn't matter that he's magic immune. We're still able to fight very strong against the Switchblade. So we do pick up the full Shaman's Headdress here. So that's a 13.5 minute Rax with all the other outer towers taken as well. So we're 474 GPM.
Very well.
Take a look at the spectator. Our whole team as a whole, we have great gold per minute across the board due to all the towers. So this is what happens when Ophelia has a good start to a game. You just kind of snowball and steamroll with your team. And it doesn't matter that I'm only level 9 at 14 minutes because we've opened up an entire lane here in our favor. So now we can just slow down the game, farm the enemy's jungle, go to the opposite side of the map, force them to have to defend their bottom lane while we play up in the top lane.
Very well.
And from here, they can't really enter the jungle unless they want to run into all of us.
My task seems simple.
So it's very difficult for the opposing side to come and fight us right now. So we'll speed this up a little bit here.
I hear your summons. My task seems simple.
Beware.
As you say.
So they were extended pretty far middle here. Demented was taking a fight. Now he's very tanky, so I use my Ophelia's touch. He's buying us a lot of time to get here to this fight. And we're going to come from behind here. I get the slow here on the Pyromancer. He's going to end up
It's
falling. He
not
cannot
personal.
get the
I just
escape.
need better
And
KD.
Swiftblade, I'm not sure if
Very
we're
well.
going to get the catch on him. He actually goes for the port. So that was a mistake by him. I have the Skeleton King in range that stops his
Go
TP.
get 'em, buddies.
And I believe he ends up dying here. So you can even see our support has Portal Key here. So we're
As you
very,
say.
very farmed.
Flee.
I pick up a Ring of the Teacher here
Hmm. Very well.
to assist us with extra armor.
Task seems simple.
So now we'll go to the top.
Task seems simple.
Top lane. Again, we want to always go to the opposite side of the map where we have the first racks taken. This makes it the most difficult for the enemy team to defend.
I'll be as quick as I can. Very well.
So this tower already fell to
I'll
deadlift
be
while
as
we were
quick as I
fighting.
can.
And
Not every wound is meant
at this point, they really just don't have the resources to defend the Raxes. We're going to get this Rax as well pretty easily. So this game is more or less kind of in the bag. We'd have to make a really big mistake to kind of lose this game now. So we will just go for the last set of Raxes here.
Very well.
enough of you. As you say.
So I decided to pick up a Soul's Bulwark. I believe, already had the Barrier Riddle on Zephyr, so I did not upgrade my Shaman Sedris. So another team armor item helps us with assisted pushing. So again, there's no reason for me to really dive the base here. I have all of the pushing power, so I'm just going to focus the Raxes. And that's going to be the Mega Creep, 17 and a half minutes in. There's no way the other team can come back from this, so we have secured the win now. And that's going to do it. So in this video, or in this replay, I showed you guys how to farm in the early stages of the game. We got to our level 7 around the 6.5, 7 minute mark, I believe. And from there, we immediately used the Veiled Rot to set up a gank on one of the lanes where we felt we could make a kill happen. And right after we took that kill, we were able to take an objective and push the tower. So very important, after you get kills, you always want to take objectives with Ophelia as long as your creeps survive. And that's how you really start to get the effectiveness going. So constant grouping up with our team, constant team fighting, making sure to use our Ophelia's touch at the right moments. We don't need to use it when teammates cannot escape. We always want to save it if we can for our carry if he gets initiated on. And the rest was history. Again, this was a very dominating game for the one team here, and that's just due to the power of the Ophelia in the early game pushing those towers. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this part 2 Ophelia Jungle Educational. Apologies that it was slow. Again, a lot of Ophelia games are very fast. I talked about in part 1, they're typically 30 minutes or less. And I haven't been playing Ophelia a whole lot recently, so I don't have a lot of games to choose from, unfortunately, to kind of showcase to you guys perhaps a closer game or a longer game. Maybe in the future, if I do get one of those scenarios to come through, I can perhaps do another video. But again, this was a great way for you guys to understand how to move around the map with Ophelia and how to take advantage of her strong early game. So again, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.